Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you already know that the AFC North is shaping up to be one of the most intense, competitive divisions in football. And right now, there's a lot of buzz, especially around the Steelers, after their recent performance and some key developments involving their quarterback, the veteran Aaron Rodgers. This division has always been known for its tough, physical football, gritty defenses, and quarterbacks who can change the course of a game in an instant. And what we've seen in the past few weeks only underscores how high the stakes are for every team involved, especially for the Steelers. Now, let's start by talking about how this season began for the Steelers and Rodgers himself, because the early performances tell a story of contrasts, of ups and downs, and of potential that's still very much in the making. Week 1 was almost picture-perfect for the Steelers. Their debut in the new season, with Aaron Rodgers now under center, couldn't have gone much better. Imagine the scene: fans filled the stadium, anticipation thick in the air, and Rodgers stepping onto the field with everything to prove. And he delivered, completing 73% of his passes, going 22 for 30, and tossing 4 touchdowns, all to different receivers. That's a statement, folks. The Steelers looked sharp, efficient, and ready to compete at the highest level. That game set a tone, a clear message that this team, with Rodgers at the helm, was ready to challenge anyone who stood in their way. The energy was electric, and Steelers fans had every reason to be excited. That performance, for many, was a sign that the team had what it took to make a deep playoff run, maybe even more. But of course, reality set in during Week 2. The home opener against the Seattle Seahawks was a different story altogether. And that's often how NFL seasons go, full of surprises, lessons, and adjustments. Rodgers, now with a few games under his belt, finished that game with 18 completions on 33 attempts for 203 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. The final score: Seahawks 31, Steelers 17. Not the result Steelers fans wanted, and certainly not what Rodgers was hoping for either. You could see the frustration on his face, especially during moments when he was visibly upset with wide receiver Calvin Austin after his first interception. At times, Rodgers was voicing his displeasure towards the sideline, and even at the officials. But here's the thing: despite the visible signs of frustration, Rodgers was quick to downplay the performance afterward, making it clear that it's only Week 2, and this is all part of the process. "Come on now," he said in his post-game press conference, dismissing the idea that this game was a cause for concern. He emphasized that this is football, that the ups and downs are normal, and that what matters is how the team responds in the coming weeks. That's a mindset that veteran quarterbacks like Rodgers have, and it's a crucial trait for a team looking to make a deep playoff push. Rodgers pointed out that last week's performance, despite the loss, wasn't indicative of their true potential. He stressed the importance of refocusing, learning from mistakes, and applying those lessons in practice. "It's good for us," he said. "Last week, there were probably some people feeling pretty good because everybody outside the building was talking about how great we were on offense. 34 points, that's the league. You can't ride the highs and lows. You've got to refocus every single week and be a professional." And that's exactly what the Steelers are doing. They're analyzing what worked and what didn't, sharpening their focus, and preparing for the next challenge. When you look at Rodgers' performance this season, it's fascinating how different the two games have been. In Week 1, he looked like vintage Rodgers, poised, accurate, and making decisive throws. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a connection with multiple receivers showcased his ability to elevate the team's offense. But in Week 2, the struggles were evident. The passing game sputtered, managing just 195 yards, with an average of around 5.1 yards per attempt. That's not the kind of efficiency you want from a team trying to establish itself as a serious contender. Rodgers was sacked 3 times in that game, adding to the pressure he faced behind the offensive line. Opponents have already sacked him 7 times in these 2 games, and that's a clear area where the Steelers need to improve if they want to stay competitive. Now, when you analyze the offensive production, it's clear that Pittsburgh's passing attack has some inconsistencies to iron out. Their overall yardage, just 267 yards in Week 2, was significantly less than their opponent, Seattle, which posted 395 yards. The Seahawks' passing game was more efficient, and that disparity highlights the areas where the Steelers need to focus. On third down, they converted only 5 of 15 opportunities, which is an area that needs serious attention if they want to sustain drives and keep their defense rested. Those struggles on third down, combined with the sacks and limited yardage, paint a picture of an offense still finding its rhythm, especially in the passing game. And with Rodgers at quarterback, the expectation is that this will improve, because he's proven time and again that he can lead a high-powered offense. But beyond the numbers, what's truly interesting is how this team is reacting to adversity. Rodgers, known for his resilience and football IQ, remains confident that these early setbacks are part of the journey. The key, he emphasizes, is learning from mistakes, whether it's an interception that could have been avoided or a missed opportunity in the red zone. That pick at the end of the first half against the Seahawks, where Rodgers aimed for tight end Pat Freiermuth in the back corner of the end zone, was a tough pill to swallow. Calvin Austin III deflected the pass, which resulted in an interception, and that turnover shifted momentum in favor of Seattle. It was a critical moment, especially since the Steelers were tied at 14 at the time. Had that pass been completed, the game might have taken a different turn, potentially giving Pittsburgh the lead or at least a chance to retake it with a field goal on the next drive. That kind of turnover can be a defining moment in a game, and it's precisely the kind of thing Rodgers and his teammates will analyze and learn from. The Seahawks capitalized on that mistake, scoring 17 of the final 20 points in the game, which ultimately decided the outcome. But here's the thing. Good teams and veteran leaders like Rodgers understand that one game does not define a season. It's about how they respond in the next game, how they adjust, and how they come out stronger. The Steelers have the talent, the experience, and the leadership to bounce back, and Rodgers' mindset is a big part of that. He's already talking about refocusing, about taking the lessons learned and applying them in practice, so that next week they can perform closer to the Week 1 level. Looking ahead, there's plenty of reason for optimism. The Steelers' defense remains stout, and players like TJ Watt continue to be game-changers on that side of the ball. Offensively, the talent is there, and with Rodgers' leadership, they're expected to iron out the kinks and become more consistent. The coaching staff is working tirelessly behind the scenes, adjusting schemes and game plans to maximize their strengths and address their weaknesses. The AFC North is brutal, but it's also a division that rewards resilience and adaptability. The Steelers, with the veteran leadership of Rodgers and a roster full of talented young players, are poised to make a strong push. This season, though, will be a test of mental toughness, strategic adjustments, and the ability to stay focused despite setbacks. The early part of the season is always filled with surprises, and the teams that can learn quickly and adapt are the ones that will ultimately succeed. The Steelers are no strangers to adversity. They've faced tough seasons and come out stronger. And with Rodgers, they've added a quarterback who's not only talented, but also experienced in guiding teams through turbulent times. His comments about refocusing and not overreacting to a rough Week 2 are exactly what this team needs right now. They're in a position to come back even stronger, to learn from their mistakes, and to show the entire league what the Steelers are really capable of. And let's not forget the historical context. The Steelers have a storied franchise with 6 Super Bowl titles and a culture built on resilience, toughness, and a never-give-up attitude. That tradition continues with players like TJ Watt, who is already making his mark as one of the best pass rushers in the league. His relentless energy and leadership on the field inspire everyone around him. The offensive weapons are there, and with Rodgers' experience, the passing game can become more efficient and explosive as the season progresses. The coaching staff, led by head coach Mike Tomlin, remains one of the most respected in the league, known for their ability to develop players and game plan effectively, especially in tough situations. Looking at the bigger picture, the AFC North is a division that's wide open right now. The Ravens, Bengals, and even the Browns have all shown potential, but consistency has been elusive for many. Steelers, with their mix of veteran savvy and young talent, are in a prime position to capitalize on that. The key will be how quickly they can iron out those passing issues, improve on third down conversions, and maintain a strong defensive presence. The addition of Rodgers has added a new dimension to this team. His leadership and clutch performance ability could be the difference maker in tight games. And if he can continue to grow into the rhythm of the offense, the Steelers might just be peaking at the right time. So, as we look forward to the coming weeks, there's a lot to be excited about. The Steelers have shown flashes of brilliance, and even in tough losses, there's a sense that this team is learning, adapting, and building towards something bigger. The division battles will only intensify, and every game will be crucial. Rodgers' journey with the Steelers is still very much in its early chapters, but the story is already fascinating. His mindset, his experience, and his willingness to learn from setbacks are all vital ingredients for a successful season. Fans can be optimistic because the foundation is there, the talent, the leadership, and the grit. All they need now is consistency, execution, and perhaps a little bit of that Steelers magic that's made this franchise legendary. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Do you believe they can bounce back from this rough start? Are you confident that Rodgers will find his rhythm and help lead this team to the playoffs? What do you think needs to improve most? Let's get the conversation going, because your insights and passion are what make this community so special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, deeper analysis, and all the latest Steelers news. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the Steelers spirit alive together.